Hey. How you doing, Grizz? Griff. Griff O-N-Z-Y. How you doing, buddy? Can you believe the Blazers? I cannot fucking believe the Blazers ending last night. That hurt. Paul let me down last night. Yeah, let me down also, Cleo. Yeah, we were looking at a 3-0 fucking night and 8-0 start for the week. That was a tough one. See if any of you other guys got anything to say. Try to answer some of these early questions or say hello to a couple of guys before we get started. Got a big NBA card tonight. We absolutely crushed the lines early. Raptors money line was close. Another overtime. Had 2 overtimes, 2 of our games, 2 dogs. So I hate to lose when we get the dog in overtime. Always tough. Clip money line. Is that for tonight or is that... I don't know when the Clippers money line is from. Nice job. I don't know who that's from. 1987 DMA. Who you call a nice job for. If it's for me, I do a nice job every night. Hello, Simply Domo. What do we got here? Sally Picks. What's doing, my man? Good to see you feeling better. You can watch a real handicapper now. Frank, what's up, my man? How are you? Another great week so far. Antonio, off to a great start. Like I said, should have been 8-0. Ben went 3-0. Yeah, Ben fucking absolutely killed it last night. Not only with his pregame plays, but for you guys that follow Ben on the live stream, his live bets, he absolutely crushed it. So hope you guys are following Ben over there. Get the thumbs up from Vindog. Thumbs up to you, my man. Tonight, I guess you're talking about Clippers money line tonight. Well, we'll get that as we go through the NBA. Definitely not the Clippers. What we got today, John, I'm going to tell you, Robert, give me a break. Give me a minute. Memphis pick was so comfy. If you're talking about today, yeah, Memphis, it's one of the games we laid pick. That game's presently at 2.5. Hawks -8 with a question mark. As I said, we'll go through it. Roberto, Warriors, baby. Was that last night? Do you bet the Warriors every night, Roberto? Going to be overpriced every night, but good luck. CP3 wasn't having a Blazers pick. Yeah, well, look, CP3, one of your best all-time point guards. And fucking Lillard shot 11 for 31. And that's why I'm against him again tonight, as you guys will see as we go down the line. Yes, you do. I forgot what I said to that. Okay, John, phenomenal week, my man. Okay, only started. Good start, but it's all how you finish. COVID is really going to hurt some teams this weekend. Wiping teams out, not hurt them. Browns are basically wiped out. I am just getting a message. James Harden now, it's official, COVID out. So he'll be out for a while. That's just coming across. They don't play tonight, the Nets. But you guys that know that we had Raptors last night. You had Harden out, Aldridge out, Bembry. Those guys were 3 starters. And then Johnson, who's been in their rotation. Ben has some absolute locks today. Well, Ben has some locks every day. We'll get with Ben in a little bit. We had a great night. We had a great night on Bet Center. Great with Ben. Right, let me get Ben in here, guys. Ben killed it last night. He did. Again, like I said, I didn't get Ben here because he don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Hey, John, how we doing?
All right. Some rave reviews out there, so take a bow after cracking the books last night and tell everybody what you got tonight so we can get that college stuff out of the way.
Yeah, guys, great night last night. 3-0 in those college plays. Got a couple more today. So the ones I'm on, first one is Howard plus 11. So I brought it up last night with the ASU play, the Big East Conference play starting soon. And so they're going up against Georgetown tonight. And Howard, the last 6 games, 5-1 against the spread. The last 7 on the road, they're 5-2 against the spread. Georgetown's coming off a couple of big wins, but again, the spot here, love it for Howard. Georgetown's going to open up Big East play against Providence. Providence is 10-1, best team in the Big East right now. So look ahead spot again in the Big East play. So Howard plus 11. Got a play here. This one's kind of a little BS game, but Cal State Bakersfield going up against Utah State. Spot game here. Utah State plays Iowa in 2 days. And meanwhile, Cal State Bakersfield has been playing a bit better. And Abilene Christian's schedule has just been abysmal. I mean, Cal State Bakersfield's played some tough teams. Nothing too crazy, but for what they are, they've had a game against Boise State, took care of business there. So Cal State Bakersfield plus 8.5, pretty good defensive team. Abilene Christian has been putting up some good offensive numbers, have not played a defensive team like Cal State Bakersfield. And the other game, guys, on the spread here, Weber State plus 2.5. Sorry, I think I just said at the start of that with Cal State Bakersfield playing Utah State. It's Cal State Bakersfield, Abilene Christian. Weber State playing Utah State, and that is Utah State 2-6 against the spread, last 8 on the road. Weber State 9-4 against the spread, last 13 at home. And looking forward to this game here for Weber State. Big spot for them with Utah coming up against Iowa, and I like Weber State's offense. Now, their numbers are a bit skewed. They're 9-1 on the year. They have some great offensive numbers on the points per game, on the shooting percentages. And now they have had a bit of a lesser schedule. They had one tough game, which they kind of got smoked in, but this is a bounce-back spot for them. A little prove-em game, if you will, that low line for Utah State. I'm not biting the bait there. So those 3 guys, Weber State plus 2.5, Cal State Bakersfield plus 8.5, and Howard plus 11.
Okay, so 3 fucking teams that I've never even heard of. Now, that's how Ben is doing his research. He's not giving you Michigan. He's not giving you Duke. He's giving you little-known schools. Again, like I've told you guys before, back in the day, we used to have to take the bets by phone. And if Ben would have asked me for those games, I would have told him, get off my fucking phone and don't call here no more, because that's the sign of a sharp guy. You don't want guys. Those are the games that they're going to rob the. So, again, now that's why Ben is successful, and that's why he crushed it. So somebody a couple of days ago said Ben was 0 or whatever he was. So now you see, you stick with the program, and, you know, that 0 turns into an 8-1 night. So let's get back to this. I got my man Matt here. Portland played some good ball last night. Too bad we couldn't cash him there. I'm feeling a bit nervous about fading them tonight. Well, the old saying used to be, Matt, if you're nervous, get a dog. Well, I don't know why you're nervous. We'll get to that game later on. But just to start off, like I said, Lillard played 47 minutes last night. He's only back 2 games from the abdominal injury that he had. He shot 11 for 31 last night. I think he's 16 for 48 in the 2 games he's back. And I haven't seen anything, but again, it's just the feeling or whatever. Not sure he's going to play. Not sure he's going to play on a back-to-back after 47 minutes and just coming back after the abdominal. Like I said, this isn't out there anywhere in the news. He may be playing. They've lost, I think it's 8 of their last 9, or where are we? 9 of 10 at this. They've lost 9 of 10. So, again, don't know. Like I said, just even if he plays, this is going to be a problem for him. Makes sense. Of course it makes sense, Matt. That's why you guys pay me the big bucks. That's why. So anyway, let's get through this NBA, guys. Like I said, big card. Wait just 1 second. More fucking injury news. The COVID is it's going crazy. Okay, that's another Sacramento. Bagley's going to be out with COVID. Wouldn't be normally a big deal, but because Holmes is already out, the coach is out. I will get down to that game. Start with Atlanta Hawks at Orlando Magic. Hawks have won. They beat them earlier this year by 18 points in Atlanta. They won all 3 meetings last year, total 42 points. Atlanta's been off a day. They lost their last 2 games. We're at home. Houston is a big dog. Beat them in Atlanta. Before that, they lost to the Nets. We actually had the Nets in that spot. Orlando's back off their West Coast trip. They've had 2 days off. Lost all 5 on the West Coast. The last one was to the Lakers on Sunday night. Lakers didn't have Anthony Davis, and they still couldn't cover. This game, I make the game 8.5. It opened up at 8, and it's sitting at 8 and 8.5 now. So I got nothing on this game. What do you think about it, Ben?
Yeah, I have a slight lean to the under in this one, but not playing it. Honestly, it's just a game. Atlanta, they started off the year pretty brutal on the road, and now they've been pretty brutal at home. They've actually covered on the road. What is it, the last 4 games now? 4-0 against the spread on the road. But, yeah, just don't like the spot, don't like the number, a bit too steep, and Orlando's that team that just hangs around the number. So we'll be looking to live bet Orlando at some point tonight, hopefully in the double digits. And, yeah, that's my game plan for that game, but not taking anything pregame.
Okay. Busy _ New York says Mo Bamba is out. Yes, he's out. Again, he's a little something for the team, but they're so set with centers back there. Wendell Carter Jr. also plays. Start the both of them. So they play big, Orlando. So, yeah, he's a little something to the team for sure, but not enough to sway me or to lay the Hawks. I'm right at the 8.5 number on that one. What up, coach? Let's make some money straight off the streets. That's what we're trying to do every night, my man. Miggy Smalls in the house. Don't know who that is. Okay, next game. Hold up, one more info. Okay, no big deal on that one. Again, guys, sometimes you'll see we're a little distracted because we're actually working in case something pops up as we're doing the show here. Rockets at Cavs. And this is one I haven't made a bet yet. But I will if Mobley plays for the Cavs. Right now they've got him listed as questionable. For Houston, Gordon and Wood are both out. That's 2 of their 5 starters. Porter Jr. he's been out. He won't be back tonight. So you're already missing 60% of your starting lineup. Houston will be playing their 4th game in 6. Cavs are just absolutely fucking killing it. I think they've covered their last 12. They've won their last 4 straight. They've won both games last year, both meetings with the Rockets by double digits. I think they'll do so again. I think this could be a no-show game for the Rockets. If Mobley's in, I'll be laying that 9.5.
This is, 2 hottest teams in the NBA right now as far as covering the spread, so it should be an interesting game. But, yeah, definitely a lean to Cleveland here. Too many injuries for the Rockets, especially if Mobley is in. You add in no Christian Wood. I mean, the Cavs have some pretty big guys in there. So Mobley, obviously, the biggest piece in the depth down low. But, yeah, no way I can fade Cleveland right now. Too hot, especially with the injuries. And, yeah, waiting to see if we can get a good number.
And like Ben said, 2 hottest teams. And go figure, one of the teams is the Rockets. And hate to go against a team, but with missing so many pieces, you're not putting a real Rockets team out there. So with Wood out, I'm expecting Feast to slide into the center spot. We'll see what lineup they come up with later, but I could be laying the 9.5 in this spot. It only with Mobley in. So we're waiting on that game. And the next game's an injury game. They're basically all injury games tonight. So the Heat are at the 76ers, and the Heat again will be without Butler. You guys know they've already been without Bam Adebayo for a couple of weeks now. Tyler Hero's also going to be out tonight. So you're again showing up with half your team, half your scoring out of the lineup. For Philly, they have not announced Embiid. If you guys remember a couple of nights ago, we jumped on Memphis Grizzlies live. Because they didn't announce Embiid was out literally till tip-off. They announced Curry was going to be out with the shoulder about 15, 20 minutes before tip-off and didn't announce Embiid. So he's still got the rib problem. We'll see. We're waiting for the info on him. If I'm the Philly coach, and there's no Bam Adebayo, and there's no Butler, and there's no Hero, and Embiid's not 100%, I'm sitting them thinking I got Drummond, and I can beat this team. Without Embiid if he's hurting. So we're waiting to see what that info. That game opened up at 5.5 and went up to 7 on the news that Hero's out. Myself with Hero out. If Philly had their whole team, which they don't, because they're also missing Niang, the backup power forward, and Korkmaz is questionable. So with Korkmaz questionable, Curry questionable, and B questionable, I'm just staying off the game right now. We'll see where that injuries take us. Nothing for me on that one, Ben. What do you think?
I mean, this game just starting to scream under to me. You add in all the injury factors. You look at the 76ers, the under's 11-4 the last 15 home games. It's 5-2-1 last 8 overall. And for the Heat, you're missing all your key players. You're missing a lot of points in the lineup. The other day I was on that under with the Sixers-Memphis game, and then Embiid was a late scratch. I thought that hurt them. Embiid's their best defensive player, but also he slows down the game. So I actually hope Embiid plays tonight for that under. I think that'll help slow down the game a bit. As much as he does on the offensive side of the floor, just really slows down the game plan, and then also just such a big defensive piece. But either way, I lean to that under pretty heavy.
Roberto, how do we know if Mobley's in? Get the fucking VIP service or the website, and we'll let you know if Mobley's in. We're not going to break in can't give you guys the information if you're not paying for it. Come on. It's $19.99, guys. Come on, be serious. Ben, somebody wants to know where you're at so they can follow you.
I mean, you can follow this account, but if you're looking for the live stream, there's a link in our bio, guys. It's on Twitch. It's Bet Center. You can look it up at Better Media, all the same username pretty much everywhere. Straight
off the streets is saying I need the VIP service. My man, I thought you were VIP service already. Come on. You absolutely need it. Guys, another example today. Well, you'll get when we get down to the games. I mean, games have moved 2.5 points. If you're not getting a VIP service, I don't know how much more I got to prove to you. But like I said, not here to sell that shit. That's up to you. Lakers at Mavs tonight. Again, another COVID game. So the Lakers actually canceled practice yesterday. Horton Tucker, Dwight Howard, Monk, all in quarantine. They're out. Now, once 3 guys out, like you can see on the Browns, a couple of guys got it, starts mushrooming. Now the head coach got it, Baker Mayfield got it. So once 3 guys got it, you got to be weary who's next to get it. Anyway, those 3 guys are already definitely in quarantine. They canceled practice yesterday, and this would be an automatic bet for me on Dallas, but Luke is out again for the Mavericks. Now, I do have a bet on that total. I'm not going to give it up to you guys. You got to pay for some of the information. So become a member. You'll get who I bet on that total. As far as the game itself, the game is right where I would make it normally under normal situation. But being that they didn't practice and they get this COVID cloud hanging over their head, I would lean to the Mavs. They've played 2 games without Luka, won and covered both of them. Granted that the competition was OKC and a Charlotte team that was still recovering from their COVID situation. But so I'm not getting involved in this game. Mavs won both games at home by a combined 20 points last year. That's where I am with that one. So I'm going to stay off the game. But now you guys got all the information on that one.
Yeah, I'm not touching a side on this game either, guys. Just no Luka Doncic for me. Can't take the Mavs. They're also 1-5 against the spread the last 6 home games. And for the Lakers side of things, I mean, they just have been pretty inconsistent all season long. They got a bit better ever since they got LeBron back. But now you have the reports coming out yesterday that, they're starting to look a little bit to trade Russell Westbrook. There's going to be a little bit of just like team chemistry issues and just a rough locker room. They're not gelling at all. They haven't gelled at all, and that's not going to help. So not looking to back the Lakers at a low line there.
I got Cleo 76 under all day. Hey, depending on Embiid and Curry, and absolutely, got nothing wrong with that, is a dog with NHL bets. I don't even know what that is. Roberto's laughing. I guess it something worth every penny. Yeah, well, that's the VIP service, the website. Of course, it's worth every penny. Guys, again, go see what other guys charge. $100 a week. I don't know what Jay Cavalier charges of $20 a day. We charge $19.99 a week for this knowledge. For beating the fucking NBA games 2, 3 points, 4 points a day. It's crazy. Anyway, we'll get there. Who else we got? Be serious. I don't know what Matt's saying. Be serious to. I must have missed the guys talking to each other. A lot of guys saying VIP definitely worth it. Appreciate that, guys. You know it. If you guys are getting the games and you're beating the line, like I said, anywhere from 2 to 4 points on every bet that we make, it's worth it. Anyway, that's the Laker game. Here's the Memphis, the Pelican OKC game. This game we gave out -2, first thing in the morning. This game is presently sitting at 4.5. The situation in this game, OKC beat the Pelicans in New Orleans by 8 points earlier in the year. You know I love the home revenge, especially in this spot, because last year Pelicans beat OKC twice in OKC by a combined 47 points. So they win in OKC. They'll come back with a little home revenge for OKC. Dort, one of their better players, one of their only real NBA caliber players, he's going to be out tonight. And this game to me, guys, is all Pelicans. And like I said, I laid 2 on the game this morning, sent that out in the VIP, and we're now presently sitting at 4.5. Just that bet alone makes it worth getting the VIP. Anything with you on that one, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, the total read is on Pelicans on this game. I'm diving in with the line movement alone. But, yeah, this Pelicans team, on the road, they've been playing pretty decent lately. I mean, they're 3-10 against the spread the last 13 road games, but starting to find a little bit of stride. And OKC just 2-5 against the spread last 7 games. But, yeah, bring up the revenge angle here, massive. When you have teams in the bottom half of the league, you got to find those, little random things like revenge angles to get them up for a game, and that's what's going to be for New Orleans today.
And just checking another website for just popping something up there, discussing modified COVID protocols. Talks around surrounding increase in testing among all players, regardless of vaccination status, for all game and practice days. The league had already agreed to start testing vaccinated players without booster shots. This is going to be a fucking nightmare. This really is. It's getting worse every day. Really getting worse every day.
Yeah, they said the first, whatever that new strain is, Omicron, whatever the hell it's called, I guess the first NBA player tested positive with that. So I don't know if that's going to.
First one tested positive with that, and then right after that, they announced Bagley had it for Sacramento. They're not saying that it's him, but the guess is that it might be Bagley, and Gentry, the coach for Sacramento's tested positive also. That's a game when we get down to it. I'm biting my fucking tongue. But anyway, that's the New Orleans OKC game. Pacers at Bucks. Okay, and well, first let me say this. You guys do know I'm on top of the injuries. I can't tell you how many guys DM'd me to let me know that Giannis is going to be out. And also guys letting me know Baker Mayfield's going to get out. Guys, I do this for a living. I got it. I appreciate it, but I don't need you to DM me info. I'm pretty sure I'm getting info before you, but thanks anyway. So in this game, like I said, Giannis is out. Let's just pop up a little info in the Heat game. Okay, Korkmaz is out also. So now you got to watch out with Philly because Niang is out in quarantine. Korkmaz, they're listing illness. So they're not saying it's COVID, but illness and quarantine. All of a sudden, you got to watch out with Philly. So we're going to keep our eye on the Philly game. So don't go jumping out because you heard Butler's out, Bam is out, and then Hero's out, and go bet in Philly because who knows what's going on there. Let's get those lineups closer to game time. So back to the Pacers, Milwaukee. We know Giannis is out. Middleton is questionable. If I knew Middleton was out, I would have bucked the trend, and the trend is the Bucks have won 10 of the last 11 meetings, 9-2 against the spread, including both games at Indiana earlier this year by a combined 28 points. So the Bucks just absolutely own the Pacers. But again, if you don't have Giannis and you don't have Middleton, it's not the Bucks to me. It's a different team. But still don't know about Middleton. So I just stayed off that game. That game is right now sitting at 2.5 Pacers. Like I said, if there's no Middleton, I wouldn't mind laying the worst of the number in a game like this when you have your 2 best stars out. But you guys know I don't play on questionables. I want to know for sure, are they in or out? So we'll wait to get the final word on Middleton later on. What do you think about that one, Ben? Anything?
Yeah, actually lean a little bit to the Bucks on this game if Middleton plays. But that's just, I mean, with that trend there, them 9-2 against the spread last 11. Pacers have been playing better basketball lately. They're 3-0-1 against the spread last 4. Meanwhile, Milwaukee, they're 1-4 against the spread last 5. But sometimes in the NBA, you need that team that you have, the familiarity that you own them and to get right. And even without Giannis, I mean, if Middleton plays, I still think the talent on the two teams is pretty even. I mean, Indiana isn't crushing in talent, but without Middleton, I'm staying away.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair to say. Next game is Charlotte-San Antonio. Charlotte's starting to get over their COVID situation. So who's back is Rozier, came back in the last game. Plumlee is questionable to probable that he's going to come back in this game. Ball is definitely out. He's going to be out at least one more game for Charlotte. As far as San Antonio, just to back up Walker Jr., he's going to, or Walker the third or the fourth, I don't even know what he calls himself. He's going to be out for San Antonio. He's a rotation player, comes off the bench. Charlotte was on the road. They got crushed at Dallas their last game. Spurs have had 2 games off since they beat up on the Pelicans. My number on this game was a little bit higher. I was around 4.5 to 5. This game is presently at 3.5, but just too close for me to make the play here. So I just stayed off this game. Did you have any feel on this one, Ben?
Yeah, I have a slight lean to Charlotte here, starting to get some guys back, but again, nothing I'm pulling a trigger on. This is a game I'm excited to live bet just because Hornets are a team that starts off really slow, and I'm looking forward to hopefully being able to get them at the end of the first or maybe at halftime. So I'm looking for that live bet today, but I don't have anything pregame on it.
I wonder how many 3 packages he gives away. I don't know what that is. It's all Pelicans. It's all Pelicans, Matt. That's why we bet them. That's why we sent out that bet. Pacers -2. Like I said, guys, could be no Middleton. You think they're going to take away our sports again, John? Again, like I said, guys, it's we'll see. But you can see both sports more and more COVID situations on every team. So we'll see. Let's get. You can do a monthly. Of course, you can do a monthly. Let's plug the website and the VIP service. You can do a weekly. You can do a monthly. You can do a joined, a monthly VIP and website, which is the best buy you can get, guys. Again, like I said, compare me with anybody. First of all, you can't even compare the knowledge that we have, that we're giving you, to anybody else. The free stuff on the live that we're giving you, can't compare it. Nobody gives you knowledge. They just give you a pretty graphic and tell you a team. Or you get somebody yelling and screaming that they got the goods, like Stu fucking Feiner. You don't even know he's alive. He's a salesman. So you can do that, or you can. Anyway, where are we here? We're gonna go with Timberwolves at Nuggets is the next game on the card. This game opened 4. It's 4 or 4.5 right now. D'Angelo Russell had come back after missing a few games, played really well. Minnesota snapped their 5-game losing streak, but they did it in Portland. And Lillard's first game back, that was on Sunday. Now they've got Russell listed as questionable again. As far as Denver, they're back. They're getting back healthier. Barton, who's had an illness the last couple of days, he should be back tonight. Gordon has been playing under the probable label, and they may even get Austin Rivers back tonight. That game, Denver, this is an own situation. Denver's beaten them 12 straight, including earlier this year in Minnesota. I think it was 93-91. But Timberwolves have covered the last 4 games in Denver. It's right there with my numbers. I'm staying off this game. I got no dog in this fight, Ben. Did you see anything you like?
Denver guys, they've been collapsing at second half in games a lot recently. Last couple of weeks, a couple of plays we were on, they collapsed a lot in the second half. So that's something I'm looking for as far as a live under in this game. The numbers kind of already shot up on the over-under. It's now all the way up to 223, 224. Hoping for a hot start scoring. Minnesota is number 3 in first quarter scoring. So I'm hoping that continues. We get a hot start from these teams, and then Denver collapse in the second half, get a live under. But as far as pregame, as far as spread, I don't have a lean on that 4.5. Minnesota being 4-0 against the spread last 4 meetings. I like that trend, but they're 2-5 against the spread last 7. And Denver's just been a tough team to back lately.
Okay, next game is Wizards at Sacramento. And this is a game I alluded to with earlier. The information just kind of kept leaking out in favor of the Wizards. So this game started at Sacramento 1 and is now sitting at Wizards 2.5. So the first part of the information was that Kuzma, who's missed the last couple of games for the Wizards because of COVID, he'll be back tonight. Where Sacramento, Holmes, we knew was already going to be out. They're gonna be missing Bagley again. He's been starting or coming off the bench, but he's been in the rotation the last few weeks, so he's out. The coach Gentry's got COVID. He's out again. You start getting a couple of guys with COVID on a team. Who else does it hit? Does it hit Fox? Does it hit Halliburton? Does it hit Barnes? So this is a whole different concept from what betting used to be. One or two, especially if there's two illnesses or COVID and an illness. I don't care what I make the number or what the spot is. I don't want that team. I don't want to be on a team like the Nets last night and I'll find out I'm missing 5 guys, James Harden being one of them. So once we see those COVIDs and stuff, we're not going to try to outguess the doctors in this one. So anyway, that's the situation with that one. Would have liked to have had Wizards +1. Again, didn't know about Kuzma till that line moved. So Wizards 1 favorite, and then didn't know about the coach and Bagley till later on. We'll see that way that one goes. Again, you guys might want to follow Ben on the live stream. This could be a good spot. You see a team playing, or as we get into it, more guys get sick, but we'll see how that game goes on. Here's a spot that I will tell you guys. I've had a circle on this game from the start of the season, and that's the Clippers at the Jazz. And the only reason I didn't send this game out from first thing in the morning because we're waiting to see the Paul George news. Jazz won the first 2 games in the playoffs last year. These teams were in the playoffs last year in the conference semis. And then Clippers came back to sweep the next 4, the last 2 without Kawhi Leonard. Utah was regarded as one of the top teams in the NBA last year, and they've been playing real good lately. Jazz have won their last 7 straight. I mean, this is a game that I believe the Jazz is salivating for and want to put a hurting on the Clippers. So here's the situation. Paul George, they announced he's in. That line's going to come down a little bit. When it does, we're going to pounce on the Jazz. If they announce Paul George is out, I'm going to lay whatever I need to. It's sitting presently, like I said, at 9.5. Even if I have to get caught at 10, tops 10.5. But I see a blowout here. Clippers are coming off their own home revenge. As you guys know, we had the Clippers the other night with Phoenix. So you get the one team coming off their playoff revenge, going to Utah, who they knocked out of the playoffs. The spot is just perfect. Again, whether Paul George is in or whether he's out, I'm betting Utah. It's just what number we're going to get the game at. So we'll get that info out. And here's a perfect reason why you want to be a VIP member, because as soon as I get that info, you got it, and it might save you a half point, a point. Look, we're beating numbers again, guys, 2, 2.5, 3, 4 points. But there's going to come that game that it's going to catch you. Last night, we're on a war. We took 3. Now, I don't know who got down and took 1.5 on Portland, but if you did, that game could have fell 2. So, I mean, I don't want that to happen to you, but this is what the VIP is worth. So, anyway, that's my situation on the Jazz game. I don't know, Ben, where you at?
Yeah, I mean, Utah's just playing too hot to go against them. You add in the extra factor of the revenge game. I mean, it's a great play. I'm going to have to wait to see what's going on with Paul George. That could inflate the number up a couple of points or down a couple of points. But, yeah, Utah at home in this matchup, I just don't see how the Clippers can even put up a fight. Slight lean to the over just because the Utah Jazz have been putting up 120-plus, sometimes 130-plus over the last 5 games or so. Last game had 123 against the Wizards. Before that, 118. Before that, 136. So Utah Jazz have been putting up points, and I see that happening again tonight.
And the last game is another game that we bet already. Sent this game out to VIP members first thing in the morning. Grizzlies at the Portland Trailblazers. And I laid pick on this game, guys. Presently sitting at 2.5. Reason being, as I stated before, Portland's coming off an overtime game last night. Lillard saw 47 minutes, and it was only his second game coming back from that abdominal injury. And in his 2 games, like I said, he shot 16 of 48, So you could tell that look, Lillard hasn't been right all year pretty much. Exactly, a game here or there just hasn't been Lillard. He's still a superstar, but just hasn't been Lillard. Been having a rough go of it. Memphis, red hot. This team now has won 8 of the 9 games since Ja Morant went out, supposedly their best player. They've put it all together. They're red hot. On top of all of that, the Grizzlies lost at Portland by 20 points earlier in the year. I mean, so this is just a tailor-made. It hits all my criteria, and I love Memphis in this spot. And again, like I said, we laid pick, game sitting at 2.5.
Yeah, everything lines up here, guys. Everywhere you look, all the trends. I mean, even Portland started the year great home team, and now they're 0-5 against the spread. Last 5 home games since the injury issues. Memphis, terrific, 7-2 against the spread last 9, 8 of 9 straight up. And yeah, though you add in the extra revenge, the matchup earlier this season. Damian Lillard injury, playing a back-to-back. Everything points to Memphis. The line movement points to Memphis. Love that play.
Okay. So my man Thomas _Gamble Edge says only problem with this Utah game is Utah always plays scared against Clips. I'm staying away. They won't be scared tonight, Thomas. I can tell you that. Like I said, I'm guaranteeing you that they're coming for this game. Again, guys, we want the team that's coming to play. Okay? Can't guarantee a winner, but I can guarantee you that they're coming to play tonight. This is the game that they've had marked on their schedule because I've had it marked on my schedule. I knew tonight that they would come for this game and everything else fall into place. Again, like I said, if Paul George comes back, it's going to be his first game after missing his few games. How rusty is he going to be? He wasn't playing great ball either going into this. So if he comes back, the line's going to come down. We're going to jump on it. If he's out, like I said, you're already missing Kawhi. They're coming off a win in Phoenix. This is a double-digit win as far as I'm concerned. And so that's it. We gave you a bunch of plays here. I'm not going to do NFL tonight. We'll do that tomorrow. I've already made a bet on the tomorrow night's game. If you want it, you got to become a member. Go to howtobeatthebookie.com. You can either become a website member or a VIP member. I've also got a bet on one of the Saturday night games, and it's not the Cleveland game. That game was Kova's just going crazy. Took a 6.5-point Cleveland favorite, and now the Raiders, in the spots that have it on the board, because not every spot's got it, are a 1 and a 1.5-point favorite. So we'll talk a little bit more about the NFL tomorrow. I hate talking about Sunday so early in the week. Like I told you, the injuries just we can't get a grasp on them. But we'll get the COVID stuff tomorrow. That's the NBA. So it looks like this, guys. Cavs, if Mobley's out, 76ers game's a mess. Just waiting on injuries there. I have to decipher that. I've got a total bet in the Laker Maverick game. Go to the website, become a member if you want the winner in that one. I got the Pelicans -2. That game's at 4.5 now. Pacers Bucks. We're waiting to hear on Middleton. The Wizards game got out of hand. Might look at that at the live. Love the Jazz. Regardless, just waiting for the Paul George info. And we laid pick on the Grizzlies. Game's at 2.5 now. Ben, just throw your colleges one more time.
Yeah, guys. Weber State +2.5. Cal State Bakersfield +8.5, and the other one is Howard +11.
All the teams I never heard of. Didn't even know they had basketball teams. Just didn't. No, I'm only kidding. Heard of them, but again, like I said, we would tell them, what? Who? Ball State? Don't call here no more. Anyway, guys, stay with Ben. You can catch all his late stuff. He's red hot, 8-1 last night. We should be 8-0, but Portland got us at the end of the game. We'll get him tonight. We're looking for another big night. Back here tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Let's make some money.
Good luck, guys.